The average amount paid for a new vehicle is over $47,000. Let me say that again, $47,000. That's insane, especially if you can't afford $47,000. But there's something that's available for far less, and it's built for the nerds of the world like me and probably you. This is the Ford Maverick. The base model starts at $20,000. But it's not just that, it also has a hybrid system that offers mileage up to 42 miles per gallon. Now, the EPA rating for city and highway combined is 37 miles per gallon. So with this vehicle, you're saving money on both ends, both when you buy it and while you're driving it around town. But that's not what makes it nerdy. If all we cared about was saving cash, we'd all be sporting Chromebooks and using Android phones we bought from the supermarket. No, there's something else about it. The Maverick is perfect for nerds, from 3D printed add-ons to a bed that's built for customization. Ford has put forth a vehicle that's built for individualization, and people are responding. For example, these FITS, or Ford Integrated Tether System slots, they have one right here, and with it you can buy accessories from Ford, so you can get like cup holders or bag holders or whatever, or you can do what maker Robert Trapp did and design your own thing. You can 3D print stuff. As long as you have the dimensions for the adapter, boom, you can make your own cup holder, or you can make a water bowl for your dog, or something to hold a bag. Now, in addition to this slot right here, in the rear seat storage, there are additional slots. There are two right here and two right here, and they can be used to create barriers between things, or, you know, if you're really crazy, you could put cup holders in there, or have a little box to hold your GoPros if you're a videographer, or maybe hooks to wrangle cables if you travel with a lot of cables. Really, anything you can think of that'll fit in this area, you can 3D print and place under here. The byproduct of encouraging makers to 3D print parts for the vehicle is that some of them are 3D printing parts that Ford never intended, like this little cubby hole next to the touchscreen. Somebody has created a design for this cubby hole. In fact, you can buy little additions that go into this cubby hole on Etsy and eBay, or you can just go to Thingiverse and find the file and print your own stuff. But it's not just in here where Ford is making it easy to customize the vehicle. Back here, you get a 4.5-foot bed. Now, it's not huge, but it is likely large enough for most of your needs. What's fun is that it has these slots here, 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 and here. And what you can do is you can cut down 2x4s and 2x6s to actually fit in these slots and create sections. Boop. So you can block off certain sections so you don't have things moving around. But more importantly, you can actually mount things to these pieces of wood. In fact, Ford has a how-to video on how to take a bicycle axle and create a bike rack in the back of the Ford Maverick. If you want to get really crafty, you can mount hooks to some of these boards and use them to keep, well, cases, like I'm trying to keep my Pelican case from sliding around in the back of this truck. The automaker didn't stop with finding new and exciting uses for lumber. Here in the walls of the bed are screw holes so you can mount items, including an available side rail, or you can build your own side rail. Plus, you also get storage boxes, one on either side, that you can open up, and they have a little false bottom so you can store all of these types of things. And you also have these 12-volt setups on either side of the bed. You can pull it out, you can use it to DIY yourself some lights, maybe put in some USB chargers. And there is the option from Ford of putting a 120-volt outlet, you know, just like the one you have in your house. Of course, none of this matters if the Maverick is horrible to drive. Well, it's not. In fact, it's actually quite nice behind the wheel. That's helped in part by the fact that it is based on the same platform as the Ford Escape and the Ford Bronco Sport, so it has an SUV underpinning, which means that it's a bit more tame on the road. In fact, we're driving on a really rough road right now, and it feels pretty good. But because it is using the same platform as the Ford Escape, you can only get a hybrid with front-wheel drive. Now, front-wheel drive on a truck is weird because traditionally, trucks are rear-wheel drive. I've been driving around the Maverick with front-wheel drive for over a week, and I actually really like it. In fact, I prefer it to the traditional rear-wheel drive because it's been raining. And traditional rear-wheel drive trucks, when it rains, well, you get rear wheel spin, and that's not fun. This vehicle taking off in the rain, no wheel spin. There is an all-wheel drive version, but it's not available as a hybrid. So instead of the 2.5-liter four-cylinder hybrid engine, it ships with a 2-liter turbocharged EcoBoost four-cylinder. The hybrid has 191 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque. The more powerful EcoBoost engine, that's $1,100 more, has 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, but you do lose about 12 miles per gallon of efficiency. I threw 800 pounds of rock into the back of the Maverick. In fact, I did it twice. And to be honest, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Now, I did it once in regular mode where the car drove fine, and I did a second time with tow haul mode where it gave me a little extra low-end torque. Again, not a big deal. Driving on city and highway roads is a bit smoother than I anticipated. A lot of that has to do with the SUV platform. I will say that these seats are also a bit more comfortable than I expected. There's plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room in the front. You will be cramped in the back if you're sitting behind a tall person though, so be prepared for that. No matter which trim level you get this 8-inch touchscreen. Now, it's not huge, but it is adequate. And more importantly, it supports both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, this is where I tell you how Ford can offer up this vehicle, starting price of $20,000. Doesn't have a lot of accoutrements. For example, cruise control. You can't get anything above regular cruise control with the Maverick. In fact, you don't even get cruise control on the base level trim. If you buy the base level $20,000 vehicle, no cruise control, none at all. Now, I'm going to level with you about that. I hate regular cruise control. I'm totally fine with adaptive cruise control. I really like it, especially in traffic, but regular cruise control, I don't have time for that. I'm always afraid it's gonna hit the car in front of me for some reason. If you use regular cruise control, you're going to want to upgrade from the $20,000 XL model to the XLT or to the Lariat that I'm driving right now. The base level does not come with all the Ford Co-Pilot 360 safety items. It does have pre-collision warning with emergency braking. For an extra $650, you can add cross traffic alert and a lane keeping aid. I will say that if you are concerned when you're putting all this wood in and out about dings in the bed of the truck, the $500 spray and liner might be a good option for you. That said, if you're looking for a pickup that is smaller than a studio apartment, gets great gas mileage, and is easy to park, the Maverick, especially when you're thinking about price, is probably better off with fewer options added. In a world where pickup trucks are getting larger and larger and new vehicle prices are skyrocketing, the Maverick stands apart. Now, you're probably best getting the base model with a spray and liner, and all the money you save from buying this vehicle, you can put towards buying a new 3D printer and some lumber. For more automotive coverage next to the largest pile of dirt in Northern California, be sure to subscribe to Engadget.